All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Here we are continuing action here for the MDL 2017 round robin coverage. We have Newbee versus LGD now coming at you as I'm Breaky CPK joined by Z-Rock here. So this should be a fun one. Now Newbee, a little bit, I don't want to say surprising because again, this is overall a great event. 8 very solid teams definitely in it. But Newbee is they are 2-3 now. They're 2-3 coming into this. On the other side, though, you got LGD at a 4-1 record. However, they are coming off their first loss, which happened earlier today, to Vici Gaming. So this should be an interesting one. We got to draft Shadow Shaman Faceless Void for Newbee. We saw that in the very first game against Clutch Gamers, and it wrecked, to be fair.
It absolutely wrecked. And this game actually matters for both teams. LGD at 4-1 is not 100% safe to make upper bracket. 4-3 with they are taking head-to-head results as the primary tiebreaker could mean that they potentially get bumped down if they do lose their last 2 games. Newbee, on the other hand, still has a chance to get to the upper bracket if they do close out today. So definitely a very important game. I'm loving that we still have critical games this late into the group stage.
You mean we're not going to have a tiebreaker match despite a team winning a head-to-head initially? That is crazy.
Man, I did cast the entire NA tiebreaker series in North America for TI, and it went till 5 a.m. one morning, and we started at 11 a.m. the next day.
I mean, I guess that technically still kind of, if it ends up being a 3-way tie of sorts, there actually could be tiebreakers. I mean, I don't know what the plan is.
No,
there,
3-way tie, they've got rules in place.
Okay, so there's no tiebreaker matches. They have rules that say we're not going to get that. Okay, well, there you go.
It's weird. But anyway, let's talk about the draft here a little bit, because this is definitely one I want to break down a little bit. Okay. Newbee, as you said, did open Faceless Void Shadow Shaman in their very first game of this tournament. It was actually paired with the Phoenix, so I'm almost wondering if LGD didn't grab this to stop them from having access to it. Maybe feeling like their bans could be better used elsewhere, and feeling like they can fit it into their draft. That's the big question mark for me here. Phoenix on its own is considered a fairly weak hero, but paired with the Faceless Void's Chronosphere or a Tree ult, it can be exceptionally strong. LGD is not going to have either of those options really available to them, so they're going to have to find something in those last 3 picks that'll protect this Phoenix.
Chaos Knight has been a very popular pick in this event so far. LGD I know has ran it at least a couple times. Amy there. Is it Amy or Ame? I'm not even actually 100% sure how we're supposed to pronounce that name.
5 seconds
I have
remaining.
nothing.
Okay, well.
I'm sure it stands for something, but maybe Twitch chat will help us out. That's the joy of not having a delayed stream.
Yeah, no, that is nice. So we'll see what maybe they say there. But again, Somnus we know is maybe, but like we talked about before, we're going to call him Somnus, at least for the most part. May make references there, but that is his name after all in the game. Anyways, Chaos Knight, the point being made. They ban it out there. Bristleback ban also coming. You have the Death Prophet Invoker bans on the other side. And now Newbee going to make their 3rd pick happen here. To follow up the Faceless with the Shadow Shaman. Again, if it's like the first game, we expect that Faceless to be in the 1 position here. Coming out,
yeah.
So.
I would absolutely imagine it will be. And they still have the chance to change it, but I imagine it's going to be the carry. It pairs really well with Shadow Shaman. There's actually a fairly disgusting amount of kill pressure in that just being a dual lane. Once Faceless Void gets a few points up in time lock, the damage time lock does is actually not to be trifled with. It does a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, the stun's obviously a nice effect of it, but you're all right. The bonus damage that's provided, up to 125 bonus damage. Level 4 of the ability, so that is a ton of burst provided. But yeah, Phoenix is kind of an interesting. I feel like Phoenix is a major / big LAN only hero, because I swear we never see this hero in qualifiers. Yet at LANs, I mean, I know Kiev, he all of a sudden appeared, and OG especially was running him, as we talked about, and again, qualifiers, you just never see him. And the regionals, I don't know about you, but like we never saw this hero in Southeast Asia and China from what I casted. Yeah, here we are. This is, I want to say, the 3rd or 4th Phoenix game that we've already had here now at this event. So it's something about that hero.
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes back to Void gaining popularity again, though. As Void gets better, Phoenix just gets better inherently. You can Chrono Red on top of the egg if you really want to. And it's a very strong pairing. Void just totally fell out of the meta and was unplayed for months and months. So as that comes back into favor, yeah, I imagine we're going to see a lot more Phoenix.
Reserve time.
There's a Puck, another hero that we've been seeing plenty of. Being picked up by Newbee here. SCCC perhaps that's going to be his hero. Not guaranteed, but would lean towards that. Also a nice hero that can, be a nice follow-up or even a leader for the Faceless Void in his Chronosphere.
Yeah, I'm curious about entertaining the off-lane idea for Puck here and then going like a mid-silencer. With the Beastmaster pickup, it looks less appealing, but Silencer was so good into those first two heroes.
Beastmaster?
Yeah, Beastmaster. Generally seen when you're going to play a really fast, really aggressive comp and you want to take buildings. In reality, he gives you a BKB piercing stun with pretty long range that lasts for days, but you've got to have the follow-up to kill the target you roar. So if you're LGD, you got to find what that's going to be. I would like to see some type of Quap Lina actually would pair really well.
I've always kind of been a huge fan of this hero, Beastmaster, talking about here. And the skill set that he brings to the table is so good. Again, you got the Hawk specifically. The fact that he has this tool to be able to scout the map, fly throughout the map. Sure, there's hero like liking it with the wolves, but he can't fly over cliffs. Where the Hawk is able to go over cliffs and in funny places to get that information for your team constantly. And then, as you mentioned, his ultimate with the roar right there, we're talking about up to a 4-second. I want to say, 4-second stun at level 3 of the ability, even 3 seconds at level 1 of it. So this hero is a very, very high potential. For being viable. So part of me almost kind of wonders maybe why we don't see him more. Perhaps it has to do with the micro. Like, is he too intense to play?
No, his item build's turned into garbage. His biggest item build used to be Rush and Necro 3, roar someone, kill them with the book. And Necronomicon's just been bad for a long time. And even once Necro got a little worse, people were going drums on him and just hard shoving with drums. Drums got nerfed. People were going Dom when Dom first changed. Got nerfed. Like, none of his items are good right now. So even if you do get some early items up on him, he doesn't do as much with it. And then there's still the fact that his stun is an ultimate. If you look at the other offlaners, most of them have some type of engage tool that is not actually an ult. And Beastmaster really lacks that. So fighting around a cooldown like that can be a little bit rough in terms of your actual team comp. Although the Dragon Knight is going to pair exceptionally well with this. Inner Beast attack speed bonus is going to make it so Elder Dragon Form will mow through towers. It'll give DK that damage bump he needs if he wants to build a little tankier, say like Armlet straight into BKB. And it's a hero that's really hard to gank.
Yeah. Let's throw a troll on top of this, and we got plenty of attack speed.
All right, Breaky, without talking about anything else, for Mirana or mid Mirana?
10 seconds remaining.
I mean, mid Mirana, I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like it's okay against Dragon Knight. I mean, you're not going to kill Dragon Knight, but mid Mirana, get those levels and start the roam eventually.
Reserve time.
Get some arrows off.
Because DK crushes that lane. Like, Mirana's base damage is so bad and has no kill pressure on the Dragon Knight that Dragon Knight should be way ahead in CS if they do run that matchup. If they run it as a support, Shackles into Arrow is just dirty if there's nothing to interrupt it. It's a stupidly strong combo. But yeah, I'm definitely curious because if you run it mid, then your Puck's going off laner, and you kind of need something fat for the front lines then. And they're going to struggle to find that. I mean, if that's mid Mirana, you have to find a support.
Well, I'm thinking if it's going to be a 4 Mirana, then maybe a Timbersaw middle option. Because I'm also trying to think of somebody, okay, well, who pairs well against a Dragon Knight then if that's the case? And perhaps something like that, remaining. But...
Yeah, Timber would actually do fairly well into this. It's a lot of dot damage out of LGD, which can make bringing a Timbersaw down very difficult. There's one Shadowblade carry in the Dragon Knight. I wouldn't hate the Timber here, but I think you want to get an AoE stun. Okay, then.
Kind of like that. It is going to be on SCCC.
Yeah, so it will be a support bottom. Mirana, sorry.
And then Puck is in the offlane, of course.
Interesting. So the mid matchup is going to be the most boring thing in existence. Medusa's going to basically fall slightly behind in CS, but be just fine. I don't know. Like, LGD's lineup is going to have to hit a tempo spike right at the first item.
Yeah.
You get your Veil up on Veno, you get your maybe a Blink on Beastmaster, and your Dragon Knight gets Armlet, and then it's go time. If you wait too long, this Newbee lineup is one of the scariest late game lineups I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, no, you do not want to take it to the late game against this. And I got to figure, I mean, Chronosphere into the Stone Gaze of Medusa, like the lockdown is going to be ridiculous in that AoE presence here for a newbie in these fights.
And Stone Gaze is just rough if you have an initiation-based ultimate. Like Beastmaster roars someone, and then Medusa just counter ults right away, and it's going to be very hard for LGD to actually bring down the roar target.
Yeah, I'm trying to think about the Veno pick as well.
It's tempo.
I
mean, it's kind of turned into what Jug was a couple patches ago. If you want to pressure early with healing wards, something that can fight early, nowadays it's Veno. You just get wards, you have the ultimate at some point to fight around level 9, level 10. I'm not sure if I'm a huge fan of it. We haven't really seen it work that well, but I think that's the idea at least.
All right, again, important match here. No guarantees for either team just yet. Want to win, and LGD and Newbee both in that spot here. We'll see what happens. SCCC, though, playing as Medusa. Not the flashy Invoker, necessarily. As you said, a boring mid-lane matchup is set to happen, but trying to win games.
I like our Grandmaster Twitch viewer that said, as a Zerg player, this is not a Veno game. Veno's old model used to look so close to a Hydralisk. In Warcraft 3, it basically was a Hydralisk.
I was going to say, I think that's where it kind of comes from, technically.
Well, Warcraft 3 is not. StarCraft is just ugly custom model someone made.
Yeah.
But, yeah. The banana did once look more like a Hydralisk.
Lineups. LGD. Yao playing the Phoenix. Victoria on the Earth Spirit. Dragonite in the hands of Somnus, a.k.a. Maybe. Ame on the Venomancer. And 11, formerly known as Old 11, on the Beastmaster here.
And over on Newbie's side, we got Faith playing the Shadow Shaman. SCCC is going to be on Medusa, Mugi on the Faceless Void, Kaka on Marana, and KP on the Puck.
30 seconds to battle.
Ooh, a late smoke here.
Yeah, the late smoke is usually what you do if you're going for a First Blood. It's too late to get out wards at like really aggressive positions. And with where Kaka's rotating, they've got a hell of an angle to hit a very long distance arrow.
Shackles, not leveled up just yet, but you got to assume they are. Phoenix, yeah, it's tough target to catch first.
Yeah, he could have gotten the CC off if you went Hex, but then you have Hex at level 1. Maybe you get the kill, but definitely not the skill you want to be skilling up first with Shadow Shaman, especially with all these players we've seen going 3-0-2 and skipping Hex entirely.
Not worth it there, and they're going to be running that aggressive tri-lane, though. I feel like we've been seeing this fair amount this event again. In general, kind of noticing some trends.
Have we seen it work? I can remember 2 times it's failed miserably.
Yeah. Well, we've seen plenty of courier snipe attempts in the middle lane, but again, I feel like yesterday it was working out pretty well. Today, not so much, but it's going back in. But Earth Spirit rolls up right as it's running back in. I mean, that was mind games big time on both sides coming out.
Yeah, he almost timed it right, too. He just watched SCCC, and the second SCCC showed up with the healing salve, he tried to roll over the cliff thinking the courier was there. Did they get Phoenix?
Yep, they did. Hey, Kristoff comes all the way back around, and he does end up dying right there. The attention was actually to go for Venomancer. Venomancer actually still could be in trouble. Illusory Orb? No, it connects, but not enough. It did stop the salve, though. So he's forced to just eat some trees instead.
All right. That was great. Rasta was not going to die there, but he is deniable because of the Gale.
Oh, good point. Yeah, notice that. So Faith goes down. KP, can he get out of this now? One more auto attack. He's going to be out of range though. Salve is popped, and he'll live. And boy, we got some action already. Shackles coming out. Marana putting in those auto attacks. No arrow just yet. Doesn't even have the mana for it. Magic stick use would.
Yao, when he got that last Icarus dive off, just didn't take it halfway through. He made the full circle and died on the way back. I don't know if he clipped a Marana arrow on the way out or something, but it was odd.
That was a little odd. No, but what I was going to say there is they were actually going for Veno, but the arrow was taken by Phoenix, and then they just changed to Phoenix instead.
Yeah, Phoenix has 0 armor. If you catch Phoenix, Phoenix dies.
As we saw there, so surprised that ends up being the only goal. I guess technically there was another kill, so they deny that happened, of course.
I just get extremely excited about stupid little things, though. Like, denying Faith there, he was either going to have to get denied or die to neutrals or run all the way home and TP back. And if you deny somebody, the death timer doesn't go up like it does if you die to neutrals. So actually killing him there was an efficiency play that made it so he got back to lane faster. one of those things that 99% of the population wouldn't think about.
And just on point as the top-tier players that they are, so well played there. That boring middle matchup, Medusa versus Dragonite. So far, Dragonite 14-3, Medusa 14-2. So not going to pay too much attention to that, but other than the CS as the game picks up here. But this bottom lane is, of course, where we're going to try to keep the camera on for the most part, and reasons like this. Boulder smash in. Rolling Boulder even, I should say, going in right there. But Venomancer kind of having to back off. Doesn't have that Poison Sting just yet. Use the Venomous Gale already. And that'll be the end of that. So just kind of trading last hits here, and more so auto attacks.
And really interesting decision here from Newbee to put KP down here instead of the Faceless Void. Because KP can get more autos off. He does offer a little bit more kill pressure, but the matchup for him top is better than Mugi. So they are kind of sacrificing their Faceless Void's farm here to try to put a little more pressure down in the spot lane.
Yeah, he's not even touching Wild Axes right here. Of course, Time Walk pretty much makes it what's the point? So leveling up the minions as well as that inner Beast Aura. And especially
there was a time on offlane Beastmaster where you maxed Wild Axes first and you just stacked constantly and cleared all your camps with level 4 Wild Axes, but the skill just scales awful.
Yeah.
It just isn't good.
Can do some decent damage, but yeah, it's just not worth it here. I'll land those axes. And Beastmaster, he does have the Necronomicon queued up first. Again, pretty standard stuff there.
Yeah, and if you get level 1 fast enough, it's definitely worth getting. It offers you some kill threat right when you hit level 6. And the real choice is going to be, does he get level 3 of it, or does he go level 1 into Blink? I think it was MSS that went level 1 into Blink first, and then everyone started doing it for a little while.
Double damage here on SCCC is allowing him to just kind of poke into Dragonite, but again with the level 2 Dragon Blood, he's just kind of tanking it, not a big deal. Why is he glowing, by the way?
Look at Kaka's position, it's great. Oh, why is he glowing?
What, a skin?
Is that the... what level is this compendium? Yeah.
Special.
I think when you're like over 2,000 you get a glowy effect. I'm not sure.
It's almost annoying. Keep thinking something's on him.
It's yeah, chat reminded me. It's something called the Sunken Relic.
Okay.
It's something out of this compendium. The last one I saw sold for like $1,000.
Well, in that case, it's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take one. Anyways. Yeah, they're both keeping pretty close to each other. Bottom lane, Puck, he's in a little bit of trouble. Already used his Illusory Orb. Waning Rift comes out. He's being massively slowed, though. Has a phase shift. Only level 1, however, going to wear pretty quickly, and he does go down in the end. So you saw the TP in from Mirana. Could not get there in time, though.
Yeah, I don't even think she was trying to save him. She just wanted the experience. There was a whole wave pushing. An interesting spot here for Newbee, too, because all 5 of their heroes will use farm very, very effectively. We saw what happens when a Shadow Shaman can get ahead. If Mirana gets ahead, she can get to Arcanes and Anagonyms eventually. Every one of these heroes will scale with items, so if you're LGD, you have to be very careful not to give things away.
You think we're going to see that Mask of Madness build again from Mugi here?
I would imagine so. Yeah, I would think so.
Doesn't have anything queued up just yet, but definitely a possibility. Bounty Rune, 6-minute rune picked up by 11 right there. His face was coming over. Nice Boulder Smash done on 2. And then comes the Icarus dive from Yao. They want this kill. Fire Spirit's following it up as well, and Faith will eventually get picked up. And Mugi wants a turn kill. However, he's going to be slowed now. Orbit Venom, and he's in trouble himself. Orbit Venom as well as that poor auto attack. You see how slow he becomes. Time Walk's on cooldown for another 7 seconds, actually. They're going to go into this. Boulder's rolling Boulder in, and Earth Spirit gets turned, and Chronosphere actually comes out, and Mugi's going to have a turn double kill when it's all said and done, and he survives to top it all off.
So sick. He got 6 off the first kill, quick skilled Chrono, slammed the Chronosphere, kills the Phoenix, and what started as something very good for LGD turns into a huge disaster.
And now middle lane, this might be a kill, actually. Somnus in trouble.
Face dead top, too.
Boulder smash on through. He's going to live. Back to the top lane. Yep, Rasta will get picked off, though. That was a roar use.
He just couldn't run away. The boar hit him a few times, and then once he was at about half health, the roar came out. These boars actually hurt. If they're just sitting there beating on you, 40 damage at a time and slow, it's just rough.
What was that slow? 30% of this level. It goes up to 40%. Level 4, jeez. Yeah, that between that and the The Orb of Venom, as we're seeing. Quite the
And
work.
at a certain point, if he skills it right, he can have 6 boars up at once. How sick is that?
That's pretty crazy. Dragonite. Just going to pop the other dragon for him as he comes to the top lane. He must have had an Arcane Rune earlier, because I swear to God, he just used this like a minute ago. But it is back up, and he uses it here.
And if the Beastmaster was here, this tower probably falls, thanks to the Inner Beast passive. But instead, it's just going to be some poke damage for now. This is going to give Newbee some time to set up here. I have to imagine that'll be the end of the push.
Yeah, Mirana, level 2 arrow ready. Have Rost off to the side. The 2-1-1 build on him. Earth Spirit, they see Roster running up by. And now here comes the Beastmaster, so seems like they definitely still want to make a play at this tower. If anything, get a kill. Roar is ready. Chronosphere is not. 30 seconds more on the cooldown for Moogie here. So the Hawk is going to be scouted out, but now they're going after Mirana. Ooh, he's like, do I roar? Do I roar? No.
Yeah, even if that roar connects, if everything doesn't chain together properly and you miss that Mirana kill, then you definitely can't stay up here. That's the point you have to back right away. Feeling like it's worth saving, seeing if they can find better use, but it doesn't look like they'll be able to.
This is a lot of valuable time, though, for Medusa, meanwhile. I mean, she's just free farming in the middle lane while Dragonite's missing. Not that she wasn't really anyways, to be fair, but...
Yeah, her build is actually really interesting on the skill selection. She only has 2 points of Mana Shield right now, and 2 points in Split Shot. Generally, we don't see Medusas take Split Shot early anymore. You kind of get that after you have an item or an item and a half.
Yeah.
But feeling like she's going to be able to farm, and there is a big Ancient stack already prepped for her.
This is the greedier build, it's safe to say.
Oh, definitely.
Wanting to farm, yeah. But in a game like this, where again it doesn't seem like that she's too worried about being ganked, at least just yet. Now with the Roar online, you would. I mean, is that a cue for LGD? Do they maybe try to take advantage of that and gank this Medusa, or is it just too difficult of a task?
I mean, using Roar for a gank at this point is going to take smoke more than likely, and then a bonus hero. Whether it's worth putting the time in to rotate your Beastmaster out like that, I'm not sure. You probably want to wait for his first Necronomicon level. It's just going to up your damage amount so much. And you really want to pair Roar with Dragon Form. So you go Roar a target, get a kill, Dragon Form, and take the tower off of it.
Well, Venomancers, he's enjoying some free farm with the bottom lane himself. He's going that Veil, so is Puck. Also working on a Veil and switching over the net worth now. Yeah, they're actually both very even, Puck and the Venos, speaking of them. Top farm right now is that Dragonite, but then you have the Medusa and the Faceless Void following shortly after. Double damage just activated by DK, and they're going for that kill on the bottom lane on the KP. Initial stun for the Boulder Smash. Nice waiting Rift, though. Avoids a Dragon Tail, and he gets out in time.
Cheeky.
Yeah.
That was really well played there. KP managing to sneak away from the DD Dragonite.
If that Dragon Tail goes off, 2.5 seconds stun, that's probably a kill. For sure.
And this is interesting because I don't think they know how many points Medusa has in the Split Shot. They know she has it, but they don't know if the ult's online yet or not. They actually couldn't tell for sure if she has Stone Gaze, and that makes it really rough for them to try to push into those sort of things. Like, the threat of Stone Gaze is more important than the actual Stone Gaze right now.
Ooh, 11 goes down top lane. It looks like the ward's used. You can see the time walk to healing up for Faceless Void, so no Roar activated, just simply catching him. Was that a Chronosphere as well? It was. Okay, so the double ulti use. Gets that kill. Now back to the middle lane. Dragonite. There's that Stone Gaze that we're talking about. In comes the egg, though, from Phoenix, but they kill TK. The egg is going to explode right here, but SCCC should be fine. And now Yao has to keep on running.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Mirana activates her ulti in the midst of it. That top tower is going to fall as well, so definitely the big picture looking very good for Newbee there.
Yeah. Got the wards used to take a tower right away. Exactly the position you want to be in. The general idea looking forward should be to use another ward drop in middle, get that tower, and that'll give your Medusa some room to go farm her stack. If she just disappears off the map right now for a minute, LGD is absolutely going to know what happened. And they should go invaded if she does do that.
Yeah, so good hold right there. And now Medusa taking that stack.
I think it's more so to stack it while waiting for the Shrine. The Shrine's coming up in 10 seconds, but slightly early on the stack timing. We'll end up finishing it off. This is going to take a lot of time.
Yeah, go on that Blade Mail. God, there was another Medusa recently that went Blade Mail, I want to say.
Yeah, Sumail did it.
Was it Sumail? Just
Yeah.
yesterday? No.
No. Last tournament.
Okay. Yeah, I want to see the regional qualifiers. I meant I saw it. Somebody go with
Envy. Envy did it in the qualifiers. Multiple
Yes,
times.
okay, yeah, no, that does ring a bell.
He went Blade Mail into Midas every time he did it.
Yeah.
And honestly, this looks like about as good of a Blade Mail game as you're ever going to find in your life. Venomancer has so much damage he can't control. Once the buttons are pressed, the dots will tick. Same with Earth Spirit. Magnetize is going to continue doing its damage. Phoenix with the Fiery Spirits as well. All in all, just a great game because you're going to be eating damage and they can't stop it. So the Blade Mail is just going to reflect a ton.
So the arrow going in right there, unfortunately, it's the creep, but they're going to be able to push out this tier 2 push coming out from LGD. Now rotating to the middle lane, but Medusa picks up on that. Had information that they were heading this direction, so he's going to play it safe. In fact, Rasta porting in. Maybe a fight going to be breaking out. Stonegaze is ready to go for Medusa. Only level 1 currently, but still plenty coming from it. Roar hits Murata meanwhile, and that's going to be a kill onto him. In comes Faceless, not going to Chronos though. KP waiting right for the back line. Streamco only onto 1, but they secure the kill on the Phoenix, and there comes a Chronosphere now. Beastmaster locked in the midst of it. Damage follow-up a little weak initially, but it does allow time for the teammates to come in. They're going to hero block a bit. And 11 should be picked off here when it's all said and done. Mystic Snake gets the kill on SCCC right there.
Yeah, nicely done for Mugi to wait on the Chronosphere. It gave time to kill the Phoenix first and get over there. If you just used it right away, LGD maybe even could have looked to turn back, but nicely done there, holding the skills and using them as needed.
And this next stack as well. Dragonite's actually going to be in the area and not going to attempt to block. I thought he might have been going for that. He's trying to gank the Mirana if anything, but it doesn't even get stacked anyway, so not a big deal right there. But they're going to transition to the bottom lane. See Ame. As those maxed out wards. There's that Blade Mill coming out. Medusa, Stonegaze is ready. No, man, has been burnt and doesn't have enough for it now. She actually goes down. In comes Faceless. Time dilation, but with no Chronosphere, not going to work. You saw Phoenix in the back lines. That Supernova did go off right there. However, the Nice Shackles onto the Dragonite with the wards being down. Silenced up as well, but it's not enough damage. He actually blinks out in time and survives. So they kill Medusa and they get the hell on out with wards even being used.
Yeah, very nicely done there from LGD. They just flew a Blink in for Dragonite. He actually opted for that as his first item and instantly made use of it. As soon as Blink came in, popped Dragon Form, Blink stunned Medusa, and able to bring her down and get out without any casualties.
So you'd figure, especially, I mean, Medusa with the Mana Shield, with that Blade Mill, a priority item early on, she's got to be a very scary target to dive on a tower especially, yet they did and it worked out. That's almost surprising it worked out, but that's obviously a huge payoff for LGD there.
Yeah, they kind of masked what they were doing down there on LGD's side. They were only showing like 2 heroes at that exact moment. So Newbee hadn't rotated up, expecting to have to 5-man defend it. So the quick jump on Medusa, even with the rotations coming in and how long she took to die, they just couldn't get in position to react properly. And Chrono was still down. I think Coil was down at the very start of it as well.
See Yao pushing out the bottom, trying to make us some farm. Would like to have at least level 10, get that 20 XP gain talent, and eventually level 15 for the 150 gold per minute. That's when we start seeing Phoenixes having a higher impact when it comes to the items there, but for now, remaining at level 8, trying to solo farm again. Necronomicon level 2 finished. You're on Beastmaster. Level 3 is just around the corner. Top tier 2 tower push. Coming online here. Dragonite, of course, leading the way with the Elder Dragon form, and mentioned that Aura, the Inner Beast, nearby as well.
This guy just rolls Arcane Runes, though, I swear. Every time Dragon forms up, he just has a new Arcane Rune.
Yeah. I mentioned earlier, I mean, yeah, it's only 80-second cooldown when he has that.
Dead. Oh man, Kaka arrowed the melee Necronomicon creep and the damage almost insta-killed her.
Oh, that would have been
She is
bad.
gonna tick out.
She has died, yeah.
It was literally 1 melee creep and a Plague Ward. That Necro unit just too strong.
Jesus.
Well,
That's a quick tier 2 for LGD though. The Necro 3 is already online for Beastmaster. This is an exceptionally fast timing. It is going to be a very, very effective tool here going in. Nice into the Medusa because you can use the mana burn on the ranged creep, and the melee creep has a mana break similar to Anti-Mage. Good at cutting through the mana shield. Yeah, I like the pickup when he gets it this fast. Like, Necro this early is like another hero.
Yeah, even thinking about it from that perspective, actually, yeah, the mana burn. Actually, a very nice tool to have. It's against the Medusa as you're getting at it. It also kind of made me think about the idea of a Diffusal Blade, but there's really no natural carrier on LGD's side, so.
No.
Not What's going to be happening? Ooh, Faceless thought about the Chronosphere, but Icarus dive away from Yao. He's going to Sunray, go for the TP, and he gets out as the arrow flies on through. So nice getaway there, and obviously Aero Spirit's still making his way out too.
Victoria doesn't have one.
Uh-oh, that's awkward.
Stuck down in the boonies.
They
Taka
must have
goes
seen
looking.
that. Yeah, they had to have seen that he didn't have one. And
Tower is under attack.
they're going to find him.
Radiant structures are falling.
Those +1s are nuts. Okay, so Void opting not for the Mask of Madness, instead going for the Shadow build from TI last year, picking up the Lincolns first. It's going to be very nice in stopping the Blink Dragon Tail.
Jason back here. That Dragon Tail sending Puck, by the way. And Puck, he explodes. Dead for 45 seconds. Can they maybe defend the tower tonight, if anything? They can. So they kill the wards after the fact. They get a kill out of it. Not too shabby there for LGD.
That's fantastic. This Lincoln's pickup, though, on Void is actually going to be nuts. There really aren't single-target spells to break this that aren't your 2 forms of initiation. It's pretty much just Roar and Dragon Tail.
Yep. So yeah, not going that Mom build, but this does make sense why he wants that priority here. And to be fair, he's not necessarily. I mean, he's going to be decent damage during this game, of course. But by the time the late game rolls, rely on your Medusa is the one that you're really relying on for that heavy spread damage, especially.
Yeah, it's almost starting to feel though like Newbee's ramp up is just going to take too long. You don't have an Aghanims anywhere close on the Priestess. Sorry, the Mirana. Your Lincoln's isn't going to do anything on Void as far as getting damage out, and the Medusa's still just at Blade Mail. I'm almost wondering if LGD keeps forcing this issue, they could look to try to pressure high ground in the next 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's going to be the goal, I'm sure. That's kind of the timing here for LGD, especially something like about the 30-minute mark. You'd figure LGD, depending on where they're at, is maybe sieging tier 3s, but if they're not, then that time could be bought by Newbee, and come the late game, they are scary. Demon Stress not even the draft in the beginning there, but LGD's pace seeming very good so far. That Dragon Knight also amplifies the idea of him going the Blink Dagger earlier on, and why that was maybe an item that he was looking to pick up at the point he did. That with the Armlet, now his own BKB coming. So he's going to be ready to jump in and fight here.
Yeah, I definitely want to see LGD keep this tempo up, though. Every Dragon Form cooldown, I want to see them either get a tower or get Roshan. And this Necro 3 is going to help them take Roshan. They're going to do this very quickly with Inner Beast if the DK comes.
Chronosphere is ready. Stone Gaze as well. See Medusa, of course, leading the way, feeling pretty comfortable. Saw what happened earlier, but this time they're a little more prepared for it. Mana Shield, of course, active.
I'll take that.
Now Venom's going to poke in and throw some wards down, so the game of chicken begins. Now their team is really looking to jump in too crazy. You only got the blink on Dragon Knight currently, and actually he's flanking right here. Oh, it's an interesting spot. There we go. The Chronosphere goes off on 2 in the back lines. They go for Medusa. Do they have the damage follow-up, though? The Supernova, it actually gets off back here. No, he dies in the midst there, so it did not go off. The Magnetize doing spread damage, though. Medusa, she just runs away this whole time, and Mugi also gets the hell on out of there. So they each lose a support. That Supernova, man, I thought it went off for a second, but it just barely did not.
Yeah, they just don't... they got the kill on the Phoenix, yeah, because they could click the egg down and it was a number of hits, but they had the DK ward trap, they shackled him, and just no damage to kill him yet. And it's going to be a while till that comes around. LGD, unfortunately, just... that Chronosphere was huge. It caught Veno and Beastmaster, 2 of their highest damage heroes right now. They didn't get a Venomous Gale off, they didn't even get a Roar off. So, nice jump there from Mugi to make it okay, at least. But they got to find some damage fast.
Yeah, they built very defensive. They're playing for the much later game, that's for sure. And it's going to help, though. Stone Gaze, the initiation somewhat from LGD, is going to backfire. Stone Gaze stuns up Phoenix, as well as the Air Spirit, and they both are going to fall. Now this tower in trouble. Shackles catches Beastmaster. Dragon Knight jumps over the Dragon Tail, though. Stop Shadow Shaman, and they take him out. Mugi's going to TP out. That Poison Nova doing work, and Mugi will eventually fall. The Inner Beast also doing a lot of work. You can see the attack speed moving around. So they do pick off Faceless, and now they're going to be going for Roshan, maybe? Yeah, a little bit. Not sure of what to do.
Yeah, they still have half a Necro Book cooldown, which could help them do it, but instead they're going to use this just to D-ward a little bit, get some extra map control. All in all, good turnaround in that fight. You went from losing 2 to going 2 for 2.
Yeah, Newbee really almost forcing the fight right there. And again, only getting the couple of supports though with everything that they use. The Stone Gaze, I guess, being the big thing, and bought enough time for LGD to come in and respond themselves. And yeah, the Poison Nova going off. Really starting to take them down now with the Veil of Discord. You just saw how fast Faceless Void was really melting right there, even with more of this, again, defensive build with the Lincoln Sphere. And he is going to be going the Maelstrom now, so we'll ideally have a bit more damage eventually kicking in here. But
I'm glad he finally picked an item. That was the third time he switched his quick buy before he bought something.
Maybe he'll still go Midas instead.
I like Maelstrom a lot here. It's a good way to penetrate that DK armor a little bit. Get some reliable damage going through. And honestly, with all the AoE damage on the side of LGD, once that becomes a Mjolnir, that lightning is going to go off.
What is SCCC's third item here? Obviously he's going Lincolns, but it has to be damage. I mean, does he go Mjolnir in full? As, ooh, Kaka is picked up. Where's that? Top lane over here. It's the army of
Manta, probably. It's a way to break some of these dots on the side of LGD. I don't know. It's a tough spot for him.
KP really wants this kill. He's going to bait out a Supernova, but no. KP has to be careful about overcommitting to this. Phase shift. Supernova goes off right there, and he is able to blink away into the base. Actually, they know he's here, though, and they cannot stun him off.
That was sweet. That was a ballsy play from him. He committed Dream Coil. That's why he was so all in on that. It's like, I used an ultimate for this. I want this kill. And trading it for a Supernova is perfectly fine. They don't need Dream Coil to fight. LGD kind of needs Supernova.
How long is that cooldown for him? It's 110 seconds at the beginning, so about 75 seconds now. And speaking of Phoenix, we mentioned level 10 is important for him. He is there now. He's level 12 here. Picks up the Bounty Rune, and a Midas is coming along, so he is starting to amp up a bit, and he's going to become more relevant. But we continue to look at the big picture here, and again, Newbee, really a team that's playing for the later game here. And if anything, the fact that if they could stall their tier 3s, let alone their racks, going down, like I said, for another 15 minutes or so, then it seems like Newbee should be in a pretty good spot of actually starting to make something happen now. But right now, the momentum of the game and where we're at is definitely LGD favored. And so they have to keep the issue up, to be fair.
Yeah, they definitely need to keep putting pressure on. And I don't think it's so much about a timing issue for LGD as much as just making sure Newbee has to be reacting to you all the time. If they keep having to move as 5 and being ready to fight all the time, they're not scattered out and farming on all 3 cores. Like, they have to get to items to have the late game matter. And Mugi's still working on getting this Maelstrom up. The Medusa's not doing any damage yet. I mean, Blade Mill's going to do quite a bit. This is the entire army from Beastmaster going hunting.
I love it. He's got the 4 boars out, the Necronomicons. He's just hunting wards and going to be a scout. I'm surprised he's not scouting with some of them, to be honest. But I guess they just feel confident. Well, he's going to throw the Hawk out. That's going to be seen, though, and will be killed is the question. Solar
They're kind of committed to this Roche.
Dragon Knight's already getting low, though. Here comes a Chronosphere, catches 2, including the Beastmaster. Wards go down. Oh, Murata leaped in. That's not good. I guess the attack speed's nice, but they do kill Beastmaster on top. His Stone Gaze is going to be activated. Poison over the back lines. They kill the Supernova. So Phoenix is going to be dead as well. Somnus, he pops the BKB. He's like, ah, screw it. We got to fight this. Dragon Tail. Nope, that's a Lincoln's. And SCCC will just walk it off. They did lose Puck in the midst of that.
These Chronos from Mugi are absolutely huge. U9's coming up so big here. And without those Chronos, these fights look really hard. But now they're going to be able to walk in, take this Roshan. And without Venomous Gale, this looks very difficult to fight.
Roshan's so low, though. You know, both teams really want to finish him off and get this kill. But very, very scary spot here.
And Newbee knows if they're not the ones in the pit, they lose this Roshan.
Yeah.
Because as soon as Beastmaster respawns, he's going to come in with Necro Book, and they're just going to finish it. And without Chrono, you can't fight a pit fight.
Venom's going to be shackled up right here. He gets caught up to the side by Rasa. They jump on it. Who got it? It was snatched up by Somnus, AK maybe. And then Faceless Point gets up barely with that time lock. But SCCC, the Blade Mill is up. You see Somnus is putting in the auto attacks into that Mana Shield. And the Magnetize also doing some work as well. Nobody dead just yet. Rasta, he gets stunned up, though. The arrow's going to fly through. It hits one of the creeps, unfortunately. The Necronomicon. Dragon Knight's also low himself, though. Kaka, that's KP, excuse me, going and wants to finish him off, but just barely can't do it. And he runs the other direction. Medusa is still being ran down. That's a roar to lock him down. Blade Milk gets up right as they follow it up. And Dragon Knight has to be careful not to kill himself, but they do finish the job. Double kill for Dragon Knight. And he still has that Aegis to top it all off. What a steal.
Man, LGD showing, even when they're man down, they are still dangerous in these fights. These last 3 or 4, they've all kind of been 4v5s, and without the cooldowns on the side of Newbee, their team fight looks pretty weak. LGD just ran through them with that last Necrobook. And that is the 3rd time now that Mirana has just died because she arrowed the melee Necro unit. The pure damage off of it's just resulted in her death multiple times now.
Arrow, I don't want to sit here and say she shouldn't be using Arrow, but Arrow is a very difficult tool this game to use.
Yeah, you can hit, like, there's just so much traffic.
Yeah.
You got Hawks in the way and Boars and Necro units. Yeah, it's definitely difficult to get off.
Not the easiest here. She does have her axe, though.
I thought that was going to be a disaster for LGD when Somnus's BKB got essentially wasted. He blinked Dragon Tail, but Lincoln Sphere, and had to watch it just tick away. But they managed to turn it into a huge game for them that brought this game back to basically even.
Again, it really just, it's not to sound like a broken record here, but the lack of damage on Newbee. They built very defensive. They built for the late game, and that's showing. The Maelstrom wasn't finished on Faceless Void. In fact, something else I wanted to point out about that fight, I saw the courier come out before the fight it was engaged, and it delivered an item to somebody. There was actually the Mithril Hammer on the courier for Moogie, but he actually didn't pick it up, as you know, he's obviously occupied with doing other things. So missing out on a little bit of damage there. Wouldn't have been a full Maelstrom just yet, but a little bit of damage would have been nice to have. So not saying that would have made the ultimate difference, but they are lacking damage. So now they have a little bit more with the Maelstrom. The Yasha picked up on Medusa. These damage items are starting to come out, at least for Newbee.
They're getting there. I actually would not have minded one bit if KP ended up going a Dagon on Puck this game.
That's a pick. Ross is dead. Dragonite ulti activated for it, but got the easy kill. But yeah, the Dagon up. But we've seen it a couple times already in this tournament.
Well, generally we're seeing it become the Puck standard, but you don't usually get it until you're like 24, 25. That GPM talent starts rolling in. It's your luxury item once you know you're going to be able to afford something that's 7,000 gold. But early on, it could have given them the extra little bit of burst they need to finish somebody in Chrono or pop Phoenix before the egg. Because yeah, they're so light on damage.
The army's pushing the bottom lane. See that Solar Crest on 11 as well, and now he's working on the Heaven's Halberd, so he's not going to be worried about having that initiation tool such as the Blink Dagger. They have Dragonite for that.
And Halberds are going to start coming out en masse here on the side of LGD. We've got one on DK already, one on Veno, one soon on Beastmaster. They all want ways to get through these Lincolns. They can't have another Dragon Tail or Roar get Lincolns, or the fight's going to go awful.
Yeah. What have we here? Need to take those off, so getting the items to help them with that, but that as well as the disarm, of course. Going to be a nice tool against maybe the Faceless or even that Medusa. You can get that Lincoln's off initially from something else. Blink picked up by Faceless, so again, it's not necessarily a damage amp tool. It will ideally provide a little bit better Chronosphere placement even from the Chronospheres that he's already had, but is that the best choice, as that's another pick on Shadow Shaman?
I mean,
do you like
I think it's all right. It depends on what he feels like his job is in these fights. If his job is going to be to lock down the Phoenix and the Earth Spirit, maybe the Veno, basically blink to the backline Chrono 2 or 3, then that's the best way to do it. You're not going to find another initiation tool like it. But it feels like the recurring problem over and over again has been a lack of damage. So, yeah, I'm not a huge fan of it. All in all, I think there's probably a little bit better item choices, but I can completely understand why he picked it up.
Medusa, Stone Gaze. She has Mirana ulti working right here, but they're going to see him, of course, in the Necronomicon, and I don't think he's getting out of this one. Boulder Smash goes on through in a matter of time. The supports just are not close enough. He goes down. And you see KP just simply has to get out on the... Whoa, never mind. KP's going in, actually.
Bold move, Cotton.
What? We'll see if it pays off. It did not.
Huh. That was definitely a little odd. Maybe just a misclick on stuff there. But LGD keeps finding these picks one after the other. It's been Rasta the 2 times before this, but these picks are what's keeping them in the tempo lead in this game. And now they can definitely look to push high ground. They have Elder Dragon form up, 2 heroes dead. And if you use Chrono just to stall here, you're probably not getting any kills from it, and it's a big cooldown down.
There we go, Dragonite activated. Wow, that Starstorm. That was pretty.
Aghanims is done.
Yep. Had that for a little bit now, and again, that's a great tool to have against these huge armies that we keep talking about of the Beastmaster.
The fact that she can entirely full clear a creep wave right now might be the saving grace for them. It's just giving them so much hold potential. And this is kind of what I said at the very beginning, that any of these 5 heroes with farm can be really relevant. And I mean, that's exactly what I mean. Kaka just saved the tier 3.
Yep, just on the Ags alone. That pretty much does it right there. So, gonna buy the time. No buybacks necessary. Medusa comes back to try to finish off that Manta style still.
Yeah, if S-Triple-C had to buy back there, that's... I'm not gonna say it's game, but that's really bad. So being able to hold that buyback means the Manta is going to be within reach within the next couple minutes. That'll do some damage, and it'll definitely up her survivability.
I want to say they saw them smoke up right there with this middle ward, and they might have seen somebody get affected by it, and it seems like LGD, again, playing it pretty safe, backed up already. So I believe they do have that information to work with. You see Phoenix, so been keeping an eye on him on this game, and yeah, he has definitely jumped up here now, level 18 even, well on his way to a Shiva's. Being picked up, and there's yet another Heaven's Albert as we were talking about. So they have a couple completed, Venomancer and Beastmaster here, and then Dragon Knight as well, so they do have 3, yeah. 3 to take off those Lincolns, and also just throw out the disarm effect. Especially on the Medusa, I think is going to be that prime target for it. Because she's the one dealing damage with a split shot especially.
Yeah, everyone needs to contribute, though, in a newbie fight right now. Honestly, their highest damage-dealing hero is Kaka on this Mirana. The double Starstorm is the vast majority of their damage.
That's a Faceless they just found. Yules throws up in the air on a Dragon Knight trying to save the Faceless Void. It ain't going to happen, though. He's dead for 70, no buyback. That means no Chronosphere.
Oh, no. Not having buyback. Dragon form has a long time left. Thankfully, there's not a creep wave right at their base. I agree with the ping here. Rotate to middle, shove the fastest wave you can get to the base. Oh, I love it. The Veno is going to build into more of an actual right-click carry now. Got an Orchid done already. Shadowblade queued up. This is going to hurt.
Here we go. Middle lane push. That Chrysalis on Dragonite. Working on that Bloodthorn. Okay, pushing out the middle lane. They want to go bottom, though. Continue working on that tier 3.
They want to make Kaka pick which wave, which one he tries to push people off of.
Okay. Dragon Tail, well, there you go. Starstorm in, but the BKB pop a Dragon out, and he just drops the roster right there. The tower will fall. SCCC just keeping his distance. He uses the Shrine. That was ulti activated by the Phoenix. Okay, he was silenced up. I was like, what is he doing? Going for the TP trick, and it ain't going to happen. Heals will stop him, and they do pick off Yao in the end. So they got tier 3, though. Did a little bit of damage to the melee racks.
Yeah, absolutely worth it, though. Tier 3's busted. Now you can go ahead and try to take the top shrine. Once that falls, you've got the Necro plus the Beastmaster. That Roshan is going to just dissolve.
Yeah, this Dragonite, that Bloodthorn choice here. Take off the Yules and could even put the Bloodthorn up after the fact if he wants to, or just another target.
Yeah, they're just going to have so many things to chuck into the Lincolns. They're going to have activatable item after activatable here. Beastmaster even split his Solar Crest to get the Halberd. Interesting little heads-up play there.
That is, yeah. And now he's going Ags, actually, on the Beastmaster.
Ags is pretty cool. It makes it have a super long range, and it brings the cooldown down like 25 seconds. I think it goes to 45 seconds.
Yeah, so it's right there, yeah.
Yep, it'll let you get one initiation from a long ways away right at the very beginning of a fight, and if they drag out as long as these are, potentially a second ult in one team fight.
KP, almost like a desperate smoke it feels like for Newbee, but they want some picks though. You also throw the core Veno in the air. Veno's got some farm, we'll pop the Shadow Blade. Silence everything being used. They blow him up. Not really everything, to be fair, but they find the solo kill.
Yeah, I was wondering what revealed him there, and there's actually a gem picked up on the Mirana now. Roshan, 20 seconds. Do they wait for it?
They're losing a Shrine over here meanwhile. They do have a numbers advantage right now, so they probably want to fight. Trying to find them if anything. But yeah, Roshan is up in just a couple of seconds. Will they scout it now is the question. It looks like they are.
To be fair, with no Solar Crest, nothing like that, it isn't going to be the quickest Roshan. Yeah, committing the roster words just to make this faster. I agree with that decision. They need to try to get this done quickly.
Oh, yeah. They did not want to give this up. Venomancer, he would have to buy back if they want to engage in this fight. Moving over. No vision, though, from the Radiant side currently. So have no clue. They are going to scout it out somewhat, and they probably have an idea now, but they definitely do. Don't think they're going to get there in time, though. Moonlight Shadow's active. Newbee. SECC picks up the Aegis, but Dragon Knight still wants to fight this. Goes on a Shadow Shaman. That's been his target all game. He can't kill him this time, though. The Stone Gaze is popped. He's just looking away. He's like, no, I don't want to look at you. You're ugly. He gets stoned up, though. And now Dragon Knight in trouble. He's next up after the fact. Here comes Beastmaster. Roar's ready, but the Chronosphere locks him down. He was running in to put a good roar off, but Dragon Knight will fall. And now Beastmaster needs to run himself. The evasion's kicking in at least, and he will survive for now. Venomancer is coming back in on top of that ulti from Phoenix. There's a barrel roll on through, going out by Air Spirit, but Medusa's forcing them to fall back. The split shot doing the work. Jump in from Kaka. It's the Ag Starstorm there.
Newbee's starting to come alive.
Yeah.
The items are starting to show. It's just getting more and more difficult for LGD to blow somebody up in the Dragon Tail duration, and that's exactly what Newbee wanted there. Finding a decent fight, finding a Roshan.
And Medusa has the Eye of Scotty now coming.
Yeah, she's not really worried about putting out a ton of damage this game. This is just pure defense. I would say the next item after that's probably going to be a Butterfly in this kind of build.
600 mana from the level 20 talent. Of course, really big survivability on this hero.
Radiant's middle tower
And then that
is
level
under
25
attack.
talent going to be coming out as well. That'll be curious if he's really going for survival. You know, 25% lifesteal is pretty good. But then
Yeah,
the 2 second Stone Gaze stun is also nice.
You could justify either one there, to be honest. Like, two extra seconds of Stone Gaze with Rasta wards hitting you is a lot of damage.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Well, they get the tier 2 tower with these. Shiva's at least finished for the Phoenix. Now Dragon Knight going to have to wait to resurrect here. Again, still trying to finish that Bloodthorn of his. You see the bottom lane. The tier 3's already been taken out, and Faceless Void will go ahead and start cleaning it up now. The Mjolnir just about taken care of for him. He has enough for it now, but would be a buyback. That'd be costing him if he wants it at this point. Seems like he does. Yep, picks it up. So keep that in mind.
They just feel like they're in such a demanding position. Even if they do have a problem, as long as Kaka has buyback, they're not that worried that multiple buildings will fall.
Yeah, see.
This is getting to the kind of sketchy stage. Your Veno does a lot of damage if you can right-click stuff, but it's starting to prove very difficult.
So I see we got more and more views coming in, guys. I believe the other match might have finished by now, so welcome to the stream. First up, LGD versus Newbee. This is a game that LGD really had a lot of early momentum, but Newbee playing the very late game strat, building very defensive on their cores. Now Shadow Shaman finding himself in a familiar spot, going to be jumping yet again, but another big Chronosphere catches both Beastmaster and the DK. Now the damage is not the best, however. The BKB Popeye Somnus now, and put in the return. Disarm active on Faceless. He's trying to run, gets hit by the ultimate of Phoenix, though, and Faceless Void is going to eventually drop. Medusa standing in the midst of it, though. They're just avoiding him as much as possible, but now they're going to start doing damage to him because his teammates are tied around him, and this is going to work out for LGD right here. SCCC can't do much about it. He eventually is going to fall. The Aegis popped, but he is down 3 teammates. Puck is still alive. Not really nearby, though. Medusa, stun comes out with the Dragon Tail with the full mana pool, however, once again. He's going to be tough to take down right here. They used a lot of their firepower, so here comes Puck, and Medusa may actually live in the long run. Blade Mail popped, and 11 has to be careful not to go too deep here.
Wow.
They can't kill the Medusa.
Not one person has buyback on Newbee, but they're still not going to lose a tier 3.
Nope.
It's just, that's insane. SCCC is so hard to bring down for them that LGD just doesn't even want to try to go against it yet. And I can completely understand it. You won a big team fight. You got a pretty decent chunk of gold there. But you got to kill her at some point.
What have we here?
What's the key? I mean, is it the Bloodthorn is coming for Dragon Knight?
That'll help for sure. And you've got Venomancer starting to do some serious right-click damage. It's really just going to have to be... Their strategy was right last time, right? You kill everyone around the Medusa. She didn't build enough damage that she's going to 3 or 4 shot you or kill you in 5 seconds even. So you can kill everyone else and then focus on her.
Just what
I mean, they might need to look at like a Hex on somebody at some point. Maybe Beastmaster. They're just going to need one more lockdown tool. Because right now all they have is an ultimate, a Dragon Tail.
Yeah. See the Silver Edge picked up on Venomancer here. As well, he's going to sit on that Orchid for now. As the BKB also now even queued up to top it off. Faceless Void, he's been lacking the damage for most of this game, but he has a full Mjolnir finish, as we talked about. In the previous fight he had that, and trying to go now into the Manta style here to assist with that idea. Look at this Venomancer just charging in. That's their own sentry.
Oh, man. Okay.
Just messing with them.
Conceptually, though, what Newbee tried to do that last fight was great. The Rasta, or the Shadow Shaman did get himself caught, was pretty much dead. Void's Chrono almost saves him. It caught everyone it needed to. Just a couple dots managed to close him out. But then the Phoenix Egg was just in such a great spot. It was on the wrong side of the Chronosphere, so that Newbee really had no choice but to run into LGD. And it just funneled them all into their death.
Level 25s are starting to make appearances, so what did Medusa go? She did go the 2-second Stone Gaze stun.
And I think that's more than reasonable. You've got level 18 now on the Shadow Shaman, your Faceless Void starting to do some damage. Really seems like the best pickup.
Level 25 soon on Dragonite. Actually very curious about his. It's 75 move speed or 2x Dragon Blood, HP regen and armor, but we got a fight commencing now. Lincoln's on a puck, going to be taken off right there with the Chronosphere again. Catches multiple heroes, 3 in place of this. Phoenix trying to be bursted down. He's stunned after the fact as well. He's Hex on up. He cannot get his Supernova off. He will end up falling. Earth Spirit flying in the air with that Yules. Dragonite going at it with that BKB up. Is going to be stunned though from the Faceless Void. He's kind of standing here by himself, and Dragonite eventually will go down. 90 seconds, no buyback for him. And LGD is on their back foot here.
Level 25 talent's paying off. That Stone Gaze did so much work in that team fight. The Chronosphere was huge in catching 2 core target, and that Phoenix almost got the Supernova off. The Shivas made him live so much longer than I thought he would. I'm like, why is Mugi not killing him? What's going on? Just so tanky.
I think the Time Lock Bash came out after the Chronosphere ended as well, which may have honestly prevented the Supernova from going off, honestly. So the clutch RNG right there also kind of kicking in. Or Faceless Void. But again, can they really siege themselves? It just doesn't seem like it. Both teams are going to be in a somewhat difficult spot to truly push the base here.
I mean, Newbee is happy in this case, though. They won a team fight. They have some time to correct their lanes finally and push out all 3 lanes. And maybe even set up a little bit of vision around Roshan. So, although they can't break high ground here, I don't think they really mind.
Yeah, more time being bought, if anything, for the Faceless Void to truly start doing plenty of damage himself as well. But yeah, Medusa's obviously at the scary point just about, especially with the Butterfly coming along. In fact, yeah, he even has the open slot. He has a TP still in his inventory, so that'll pretty much pull a full slot unless he wants to change that blade mail, of course. This Shadow Shaman, he keeps just getting caught, but not the end of the world.
Or Faith.
Been a rough game for him.
Yeah, he is going a Solar Crest here. Entirely a team item. He's just, there are a lot of physical damage and they're really lacking on it because of the amount of armor going up on LGD. It'll help cut through some of that. It does kind of take away the idea of using him as an alternate win condition, though. He's not working towards like a Blink Dagger or a Refresher or anything that's going to help him get those wards on the high ground. But I'm kind of understanding where Newbee's coming from. They're just in this position right now where they feel like if this game goes 90 minutes and everyone farms, they can't lose.
Almost looks like a smoke gank positioning here from LGD. Setting up perhaps. Yeah, the gem on Phoenix. However, there is vision here from Newbee, so if they were to try something like that, you see even things constantly coming out. Getting that information. Roshan, he just respawned meanwhile. Double damage for Medusa. They don't check the pit though. Oof. I think they just checked it like 5 seconds before, so they figure he's not up just yet. But LGD, they are trying to come in here. Seems like both teams pretty aware. And if he's not up yet, he will be up soon. Somnus, that's a solo Chronosphere. There's a damage follow-up. It is coming out. Medusa sitting there. The Stone Gaze pops as well, and down goes DK. Supernova flying on in. They're probably going to kill the egg, though. Probably. Yes, they do kill the egg. Seemed a little bit close. Dragonite pop back, by the way, and they're coming back in. He jumps back in for the Dragon Tail stun on Medusa. Medusa will melt away. She's dead for 100. Buyback ready. Faceless Boy trying to keep his distance. Going to be massively slow, though. The break comes out for the Silver Edge. He'll barely time walk over the ledge. It gets the blink off in time. And actually will survive for now. That dot is taking him down, though. Still taking damage. He may end up falling after it's all said and done. Shadow Shaman, he's also going to get caught out once again. Nothing else to do. At least got alerts down. Medusa did buy back right here, by the way. Faceless was picked up eventually.
He died to just double Poison Sting. That
Yep.
feels awful.
Like I said, it was taking him down. He's just barely staying alive, and he does die off to the sides. And now Medusa, this to be a dieback. This could be it if he goes down right here. Blade Mail's popped. He has to run back to the shrine. Stonegaze is not up just yet. Somnus wants to finish this game right here, right now, but it's not going to be enough. And now he needs to be careful to fall back. Mjolnir put on Moogie. Running him down. Dreamquell catches one. Victoria tries to roll out. That doesn't work. And now Victoria may be the casualty after it's all said and done. He rolls again. He actually is somehow escaping. Oh, don't tell me he's going to TP out. Oh, he is going to go down. And that's
they switched their focus. They want 11.
That's a better kill, and they'll get both instead. Want to take one, you can have both.
That was, I mean, pretty much the epitome of this game. That's showing how close this game still is. They got a huge pick off on the DK. Snap bought back. If Faceless Void didn't drop there to just the Poison Sting damage, they're in so much better shape on the side of Newbee, but now they have to be terrified. They need this Roshan, and they can't lose Medusa again.
They're going for Roshan, Faceless Void, leading the way. Again, not the fastest Roshan killer necessarily by himself especially, but here comes Puck now. You have Mirana is going to land this arrow. Going to help out. And Medusa running over. Yeah, Beastmaster dead for about a minute. So they should be able to secure this. Cheese as well. Who do they give the Aegis to? I mean, you don't really give it to Medusa, do you?
You almost have to.
Yeah.
Like, it's nice to get it on Void. That's a lot of damage, but Medusa is your insurance policy almost. If Medusa lives, it's very hard for LGD to push in. So I think you almost have to get it to SCC.
Give it to Rasta, man.
Yeah.
A tough game.
That way you can get picked twice in a row.
No, they do give it to Medusa, though. And he almost has the butterfly.
We saw how much damage that Medusa will actually take, though, once that Bloodthorn connects. She just got demolished there. They managed to save her in the very end, but she went from 100 to about 20% extremely quickly.
Yeah, no, I mean, you're right. She's not like as tanky as it feels like we've seen some Medusas in this late game stage. I mean, even though she has like similar items that we usually see, this one is dropping within these fights. So thanks to a lot of the bursts and just dots even coming out from Venomancer, obviously kind of add up over time. And again, Dragonite actually is hitting hard.
I'll take that.
And if Dota teamfights weren't chaotic enough, LGD has a whole nother layer right now that they're having to play around, which is all of their halberds and bloodthorns, manipulating them around Lincolns. Because all of those activatable items are super useful in winning them fights. A solid halberd on Void during Chrono, or Medusa when the Lincolns is down, can just mitigate thousands of damage. And it's just this constant game of trying to figure out what the best order to use them in is.
KP.
Shadows take us.
Ame's looking for an opening right here. Poison over ready. Can't really find it, though. There is a double damage rune up top here. Now their team really in position to be snatching it up, though. Just going to kill off some of those minions of Beastmaster and continue pushing towards the bottom lane, trying to get the Tier 2 down here. Tier 2 is still up at the top lane, too, for Newbee to have to take eventually. But again, they're not necessarily in a huge rush here. They're going bottom, but there's a fight definitely about to break out again. Ooh, they know Venomancer's nearby, it seems like. And they're playing this very defensive positioning. Cheese is on Faceless, by the way.
Radiant's bottom tower
Wards go
is under
down, and
attack.
yeah, if you're LGD here, it seems like probably best to just give it up, as they do.
Radiant's bottom tower.
It's just too hard to fight here. If you commit everything on the Medusa, and even if you get through the Aegis, you have to figure out a way to do it twice.
Oh, wow, they are going to engage, though. I mean, they're running into each other. Ame's just going balls to the wall. He really wants to make this fight happen. Poison Nova still not used just yet. Another big Chronosphere catching on, too. You see the Supernova caught in it. Beastmaster is going to end up falling because of this. It seems like, yes, he goes down. Supernova does get off, stun on a Medusa, but her Stone Gaze is up as well. As you see, Faceless Voice started to take some damage. He did a good job with the Mantis Style to take off the Magnetize. Again, Beastmaster's dead for a minute and a half right here. Ame does finish off one down here in Rasta, actually, but at what cost for him? He may go down, too. May take Medusa, or not Medusa, but Verana with him, at least. I don't know if that's a worthy exchange, though. Although she's
Does
dead
have
for a minute,
buyback.
too.
If they felt like they were going to lose base, it's a very solid trade. Because it's a hero that can buy back versus one that can't. And it should stop Newbee from pushing here, but man, it's just getting so hard to bring SCC down. He's starting to look tanky. And Veno in that fight went so aggressive so far in front of his team that he didn't get much time to actually auto-attack. He got his Venomous Gale off and a decent Poison Nova, and then he just kind of ran. His right clicks are a huge portion of their damage right now on LGD.
Yeah, it seemed like, I don't know if the team was 100% on the same page as him or not, but he really just kind of ran in there, popped the BKB, and expected a fight to break out. But how much damage he was able to spread outside the Poison Nova, do got to wonder about.
Huh. Phoenix has a refresher queued. That's interesting.
3,000 gold saved up just about. Again, that gold is adding up, 150 gold from Minute Talent and the Midas.
And DK opting for the 75 move speed is definitely a surprise to me. The times he's been most vulnerable have been the times he's been chronoed. And without any Silver Edge right now on the side of Newbee to break that passive, he'd be borderline unkillable with the double blood.
Yeah. Wants to be able to run down, though. Especially something like this Medusa, and be able to stick on them. So, yeah, I could have seen it going either way for sure.
It helps him avoid stun gaze a little bit as well. That might be something he's definitely thinking.
True.
I remember the one fighter on the Roche pit where Medusa just ran in a circle around him to freeze him. So, a little bit of move speed a lot of move speed will definitely help out with that.
Obviously, Puck has his 420 GPM talent here. And Dagon's queued up now, and in fact, he has level 1 of it already.
Yeah. It took a while for this to come online. They were expecting this GPM talent 10 minutes ago, but does have it now, and the gold will rack up. And if this game stays stagnant, this will result in Newbee taking their first lead in a long time.
Yeah, look at the network chart. Is it? They had a slight lead earlier on, I guess, in this game, but for a long time it's been LGD. But as we're now approaching that hour mark, no surprise, it's getting back to near even, and gotta figure Newbee is gonna start claiming a lead. Rana activates.
May see a smoke out of LGD here. They know the age is just timed out, so this is about as good of an opportunity as they're gonna get.
I love how Marana gets the multi-shot Sacred Arrows talent too.
Really?
Flying out, yeah. Engagement
Interesting.
though. Ame, he's finding a target. SCCC would be prime, but they'll take 2 over here. Puck as well. Oh my god, he got pushed away big time. Shadow Shaman right there, but they get both anyways. Rasta does not have a buyback. Puck does.
What a boulder smash! I mean, just set those two up so perfectly.
Huge catch.
You want to turn this into something now, though, if you're LGD. Sitting back on your laurels doesn't seem like the best plan. You've got your Dragon Form up now for another 30-ish, 40 seconds. You still have a little bit of Necrobook. Definitely want to look to try to pressure in with this.
Just throwing those arrows out.
Yeah, the triple arrow is pretty funny into all the zoo from Beastmaster.
Yeah. it's kind of like I can see where it's go. At the same time, you can almost like that's bad because so many targets that I could have hit as well in place. But I guess if you're killing those, definitely helps your cause. Wow, he's going deep. Is Somnus right here? He wants a kill. Looks like onto the face. It's one of the backlands. A stun after the fact. It's split with the Manta style, but it's not going to be enough. Meanwhile, Phoenix go. Oh no, the egg is killed actually. Dragonite is caught in the Chronosphere now. In return, and they're going to lose Dragonite on top of this. He's dead for 120. Does have his buyback available. Beastmaster, he's trying to TP out in front of him. It actually will work somehow. No stuns. Never easy for Moogie right there.
Yeah, that pretty much shows the state of the game. We're getting into the late game where it's just getting to be that a 3v5 is even hard for LGD. They're really struggling to bring down these farmed cores and starting to look a little rough.
They really dove that. I mean, I understand the idea of wanting to get those kills, but man, Dragonite, there's no way he's killing him by himself, and I don't think teammates were going to be able to get there as well. So, ambitious play does not pay off.
If Void didn't have this Manta done, there was a chance that he could have popped Void. He just drops the Halberd on him first to pop the Lincolns, and then stuns into Bloodthorn, but pretty much an unkillable target with this Manta.
Radiant's middle tower.
Beastmaster.
Now we get to see Newbee. What about Beastmaster?
Well, look at this level 25 talent. Well, actually,
yeah.
Are down. This is simply for the pushback.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Trying to keep them out, but these racks are going to fall here, man. Those Rasta wards doing work there. Level 3 wards. And they're going to transition to the bottom lane now. There is a refresher, by the way, also on Beastmaster. Just a double roar with that Ags that we're talking about. SCCC. He's up here, multi-shot. He splits up with the Manta, and the break effect is on him. The Mana Shield's still up, plenty to go. Dragonite finally buys back. The Poison Nova, I don't even know if it hit anyone. Doesn't look like it did. And SCCC turns around with that Stone Gaze. And the MKB now purchased, by the way, on him too, so a lot of damage coming out. Beastmaster held up in those shackles. He ain't getting out of that. He's going to stay dead this time for about 100 seconds. Boulder Smash will hit. Medusa, the follow-up, though. In comes the Supernova. Don't know if they're going to be able to kill that, actually. Dragon Tail's down on Shadow Shaman. Medusa's trying to take it out, but she goes down in the process. And the Supernova ends up working out there.
Wow. So, yeah, they managed to hold. They lost one set of barracks, but killing the Medusa is pretty big there. If they can get to the other side of the map and put some pressure on. The Medusa took forever to die, but she did fall in the end.
This is quite the swingy game here.
Yeah, Beastmaster was like 150 gold from buyback right when he died. It was just really unfortunate because if that buyback's up, they grab one more target with the second roar and potentially look to force every buyback or even get a Rax of their own.
Faceless Void, a Bloodthorn almost finished for him. And that, I think, is going to be that item of, okay, now he's actually dealing some pretty serious damage. That with the Mjolnir and the Manta Style even.
Yeah, he's going to definitely hurt.
Yeah. And you see he's actually jumped up to even third in net worth in this game, of course, behind the Veno as well as the Medusa on the other side. How's this Veno? Are there any moon shards yet, by the way? I don't think so.
No, I haven't seen any yet.
No moon shards yet.
The Veno actually opted for the Poison Sting slow instead of Plague Ward damage. I think it's absolutely the right choice in this game, just not what you would normally see on Venos. So it's going to make that slow up to, what is it, 28% now? Yeah. It's just a huge snare.
Puck, Dagon level 2 purchased. Trying to finish that Ags. You see Murata slowing down, but he's going to be able to get her distance with that 4-step. Boulder smashed out on 2. The Magnetize, the Silence after. But again, they're kind of just doing this one by one here, so not really affecting them.
Yeah, the ward placement really screwed up that initiation. Victoria was already behind the wards when they got dropped, so even though the kick and the silence connected on 2, no real way for LGD to follow that up, and that's going to push them out of the base entirely here. Very unfortunate that the Roche spawns at like 10:50. It's about as late as the spawn can get. Otherwise, they would have a totally free Roshan off the back of that push.
Because of the late spawn, though, you have not only smoke potential, in fact, they're going to use that right here. I was going to say Moonlight Shadows. That's on cooldown, though, for 65 seconds. From Murata. They're going to send the minions out, though. They're kind of blocked up a little bit. They definitely know they're here. I think they're very obvious at that point.
Both teams should have seen the Roshan there. Now the jockeying for position begins, but if you're LGD, it's going to be rough to fight. The Phoenix needs to find a Supernova in an awkward position, like on the edge of the Roche box or something like that.
Venomancer, Dream Coil stun, arrow's not going to hit. Oh my god, it does hit right there. The full duration stun and Venomancer explodes. Oh boy. He has buyback.
And he bought Boots of Travel 2 before he died as well, so we can port right in on one of the heroes.
Okay. So here we go, the buyback used. Again, not the fastest killing Roshan team as we keep talking about.
It's getting faster now, though.
Yep. It is the roar on Medusa, the 4-step away, though. Those maximum distance, and she's still good to go. Stonecase is ready. Well, they're not going to overcommit it. Again, Beastmaster with the Axe, and even has a refresher, so the roar is going to be off cooldown in about 30 seconds here.
Yeah, it puts him in a bit of an awkward spot where he almost wanted a refresher right away, so he knows he has it up for this rush fight, but instead, not too much longer.
Going back in again, Supernova activated. Focus fire, no, they don't even want to. They say, screw it, let's just run. So they run. Chris dive out. Phoenix
and
refresher,
Yao does, yeah, Yao does have his refresher done. And took the Supernova hit count, so it is a lot harder to bring down that Phoenix egg.
So we'll see if that maybe catches them off guard here with the second one if they're not ready for it. Really pushing them away. Game of chicken.
Oh yeah, this is such a mind game right now. Everyone's just fighting for position over this pit.
They're going to wrap around the top side. They find KP by himself. Puck locked down. Sunray trying to finish the job. Icarus dive in, goes for the Supernova. Again, it is definitely going to last right here. And Medusa's caught to the side with a roar, so she's going to be hit by the second stun. Another roar happens. Locked down, but a big Chronosphere basically on everyone right now. Going to save Medusa, if anything, and set up some turn kills. Venomancer at least gets the Poison Nova off before he goes down for the tieback. And SCCC with the Stone Gaze now running at them. Earth Spirit buys back himself. Beastmaster has one. He's not doing it, though. They're going to chase down Yao right here. Phoenix will also get picked off, at least delaying a little bit of time. But what a Chronosphere yet again. We've said it so often this game. Moogie has been on point.
Yeah, that Phoenix Egg positioning was exactly what I meant. Right on the very edge. Oh, and they're still going.
Okay, they kill Rasta. Marana's going to get picked off as well. So, a couple supporting casts. The buyback on a Beastmaster eventually happens, and that is going to force retreat out of Newbee over here. And there's Marana buyback. So, the game we do not want to give up Roshan.
Ooh.
But can you really...
Newbee committing buybacks to this Roche is scary.
Yeah, SCCC is not the most comfortable spot right here. Medusa, he would have a buyback worst case. They do go Roche on the Somnus. AK maybe picks it up on that Dragonite. Kaka, though, TP's in. More so KP did, I guess, on Puck. Another buyback here going off. Rost actually using his disarm actually on Medusa right there. He can't finish out the Beastmaster, but Faceless Void can with that hammer of his. And now Dragonite's dropping. The age is going to be popped right away. Venomancer still has 50. Beastmaster's dead for 110. Phoenix dead for 40. And Dragonite, he's going to be staying dead as well if he goes down right here. BKB's pop. A last stand chance for LGD, it seems like. Faceless Void going time walk in. Wants to finish off Victoria over here on that Earth Spirit. Dragonite surviving, man, but it's not going to be long enough. Double kill for Moogie. And that could all but do it now in favor of Newbee here.
That will close it out. Wow. Newbee's inevitability finally comes through, managing to just take an insanely close Roche fight in the pit. There were 3 heroes sub 10% there, but managing to close it out.
And Newbee victorious here over LGD. And once again, as we're talking about, I mean, so where does that put them? LGD, they're going to now be at a 4-2 record. Newbee will go to 3-3. So Newbee, if anything, keeps hope alive. And as we stated, I mean, LGD is not guaranteed, even at 4-3, if they lose out here. But it's been a rough day. I mean, LGD came into today with a 4-0 record. They're 0-2 today. A different day.
It's definitely been a crazy tournament. I mean, the only teams locked into the lower bracket right now are Clutch. I think IG is going to lose the head-to-head if it goes to 3-4 four-way tie. But yeah, it's been nuts. All these games are mattering. It's great to see. And Newbee keeping hopes alive there. Finishing 4-3 is going to be very good for them if they can manage to close out the last game against IG.
Mm-hmm. So I'm looking at our next matchup here now on this stream at least. Let's see. I believe
we get Newbee IG.
It'd be Newbee VG, I believe.
Or
but
VG, yeah.
We are not casting that one. I think we're going to be casting Clutch versus OG on our stream here.
Right.
Come on now. That should be good, too. We're going to see some OG.
I mean, I love casting OG. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
That Newbee VG game, though, is just such a deciding match in this tournament.
That's true, but it is going to be on the main stream, and understandably so. We got Newbee versus VG, should be over there. We're going to have Clutch Gamers versus OG. One of our 2 final matches of the night. Really for both streams, actually. Again, we're going all the way to the end here today as far as our coverage goes. And looking forward to a strong finish here, no doubt. But Clutch Gamers, again, in a sense, almost playing for pride, really. But OG, on the other hand, again, as we keep going back to, nothing's locked up. They are 4-2 themselves. This will be their final game of the group stages, as it will for Clutch Gamers. But, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. I'm Breaky CPK, joined by Z-Rock here. We have Clutch Gamers versus OG going to be coming up next here. We'll be right back.